Good morning, YouTube. It is January the 6th, 2017. What we are looking at this point is from the stair landing of my house. I have the camera pointed towards Umbria's house. We are looking at her porch roof, showing the solar panels. We're looking towards the barn. You can see the barn in that one panel, window panel. We're looking east, southeast. Up on the hill is where Nedra's house is. So up on this hill, right there, is where Nedra's house is. What is happening now is it's snowing. So anytime we get anything on our solar panels, they can't generate electricity for us. So I'm going to take you to my bedroom window, and I'm going to show you what we have to do. And I'm going to be doing this all day long. This is going to be an all-day chore, or as long as it snows at least, keeping the snow off of our solar panels. The reason I do this all day long is that when it's a quarter of an inch, it's easy to get off. When it's several inches, it's difficult to get off. So, okay, I'm going to pause you for a second. Okay, I have moved us to my bedroom window, which is on the second floor. There we're looking at the summer kitchen, and if I scan around, you can see there's the pond, so you can see the direction. So we're looking basically south at this location. There's the barn. And here's the solar panels that are on my porch roof. So Umbria has 6 350 Kyocera solar panels on her roof, and I have 9 on mine. So you can see Umbria's roof over there. You can see everything getting covered with snow. I have already at one point brushed off half of my panels, and as you can see, they're already covered with snow. And we'll see if I can get this situated to where you can see what I am doing. Very carefully putting you down here. Okay. What I have is, I purchased this at Tractor Supply last year. And it is what they use for scraping cement floors or cleaning cement floors. Before that, what I did was I had my dustpan. Don't laugh. I took my dustpan and I took several brooms, sticks, and taped them together. You can see that, probably can see that there's some duct tape holding another stick on this to extend it. And so, trying to keep this cleaned off. Okay, this is probably about as exciting as watching paint dry. Still haven't figured out what happened with the garden video yesterday. Okay, we're stuck. And I am leaning across my side table on my bed. After I get this done, I'm going to go down while I still can and see if I can get one more load of firewood pulled up onto the porch before my driveway gets so slick I can't. Where we live, anytime there's any snow, any ice, anything like that, we cannot get out. It just becomes way too dangerous for us to try to negotiate the roads. Sorry. Can you still see me? We have roads up here that are basically one lane. Two cars can pass if one car kind of pulls over off the side of the road. And we have, they're very steep, and they have drop-offs. So this is not something that you want to be on when there's any type of slickness on the road, because you will get into serious problem. Okay. Now you see it's pretty well up just as fast as I'm taking the snow off. I'll show you better what I have here. It's got rubber on both sides of it. Like I say, I bought it at Tractor Supply. It's probably about 24 inches wide. And because it's got the rubber, I don't have to take a chance of it doing damage to my solar panels. Okay. So I'm going to go down. I'm going to check to see what's happening at our system. Pull this back in. I'm going to pause you all again. Alright, YouTubers, we are now down in the basement area, and what I am showing you is the brains of our solar system. This is the inverter right here. This is the inverter. This is the charge controller. And we've got the mate right here. And this is called the hub in this area. So this is the brains. And this box right here, which is a pretty big box, it's like 4 by 8, is where I have 16 6-volt deep cell solar batteries. Okay. So this is what I'm looking at here. This is on the inverter, the top of my inverter. This part right here is where it gives me the information on the batteries. This part right here, starting with the green light and going down, gives me information about the inverter ACN and if there's an error. So right now the inverter is green. It's working. But the problem that we have is that on the battery it is showing us that we are in the red area. So if it was showing a green light, it would be full. A yellow light tells us that, you know, we're okay, but we need to be careful on what we use. And the red light means, you know, turn off everything that you possibly can until you get some more power in there. If not, the system will shut itself totally down until it gets some more power in there. Over here, this is on, and I'm trying to get my shadow out of the way. I don't know how to get the shadow out. This shows us my battery status of what's happening. So at this point, we have 0 kilowatts of solar coming in right here, and it's showing this little bar. This top light here, it's got the little icon here with the sun on it, and it's got a little tiny smidgen of the bar right there showing. But it's basically telling us we're putting out 0 kilowatts. This right here is telling us what's happening with the charge controller, and it is telling us that we've got 0.2 kilowatts of power going out of our system. There's the 0.2 kilowatts going out of the system. And this bottom one here is when I turn on the generator. We right now in our batteries have 43.5 volts in our batteries, and that, people, is really, really low. It is a 48 volt system. So down here, I'm going to come down to where it's the Flex Max. And I don't know if we're going to be able to see anything on this screen. Here we go. And it is showing us that, there again, we're at 43.7 volts. So we have available to go out. We have 0.9 amps, and that's this part right here, 0.9 amps available to go out. It's saying that my system is trying to bulk. It's trying to put power into itself. All it needs is to get the snow off of it, and it'll be able to get. And today we have generated 0.04 kilowatts of power. And that's probably the little bit of power that we generated when the when I got the snow off of the panels for those few seconds that they were uncovered. Okay, let's go to the generator. Let's start the generator. Okay, we're out at the generators, which are outside, and I happen to be out here in my nightgown. I am really cold at this point. So we have a little Honda that's here, and we have another one, which is, I don't remember what brand this is. I got this one through Harbor Freight, and it's a 9,500 watt. I don't burn it any more than I have to. For number one, it uses a lot of gasoline. The second reason is because it's really, really noisy. This one here is a little 3000 EU Honda, and it's got some noise to it, but it's not quite as noisy. Okay, I went to start the generator and saw that it was low on gasoline. And so I thought at the same time that I would do this, I might as well just go ahead and fill it up with gasoline. And what I use is one of these, I don't know what they're called, but I call them a jiggle siphon. It has a copper fitting on one end, and it's got this like ball in there. You can hear it jiggling around. And so I'm just going to stick that down in my gas can. And then I need to, so I can get this where you all can see. Get this end down in the tank part. Okay, so it's down the tank. And then I take this part, oops, this is hard to do with just one hand. I may need to go wake up Ombre to help me. Okay. So in this part right here, I stick it down into the can, and I'm going to jiggle it. As you can see from those few jiggles, I've already got some fuel coming out. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm not going to have you all sit and watch me while I fill this up, so I will be back with you in just a second. Okay, I've got the generator filled with gasoline. This is where the plug is that goes over to the outlet that takes it into my hub system that I showed you earlier. So, turn on the fuel valve. So it was like this. I just turn it like that to turn on the fuel. Pull the choke back. And start it. Slowly push the choke in. Whoops. Okay, I've taken you back inside to my basement area. And as you can see, the green light that we had here that was on the inverter has switched over to the yellow light, which means ACN, which means that the generator is sending power into my system. I have gone from the red power, saying that I was basically in trouble. It was low, and I have gone to the yellow. And it won't take it very long for it to go up to the green. Over here, as we're looking at our you're going to see here that it's, first of all, this light's on, which means that it's got an AC input. I'm trying to get the shadow out of the way, and I can't. But it's the AC input. And over here on the screen, it has gone over to where we are. It's saying we're at 49.6. It is saying that my generator, that's what the G is here, is giving me 124 volts. And that the error here says that it's going into the system. It is putting 2.4 kilowatts in through the controller over into the batteries. And there it's 2.6. This bar on this side right here is telling me that we do have power going into our controller. That's the controller logo or icon. That's the solar icon. That's the controller icon. And I got 2.2 that's going into that. And I got 2.6 that's available for the house to be used. We have 0, as you see right now, coming in on, I mean, there's nothing coming in on the solar. That's because we've got snow on it right now. All right. So I'm going to let this probably run for a couple of hours to go ahead and build, you know, drip build up these my batteries. And I will talk to you later. As always, pray for our country, and God bless America. And I'm going to go up and push snow off of solar panels. Thanks, guys. Remember to subscribe, tell people about us. We appreciate you.